it was an impressive win by our guys, from the standpoint that, back-to-back, playing the second game earlier in the day, a Chicago team that is physical defensively, led by Caruso, who is one of the best, especially on-ball defenders out there. So to face that physicality and to get a win off of back-to-back and grind it out the way we did when we didn't shoot the ball well was fantastic. It was fun to be a part of. I thought, us getting out in the transition was fantastic. We had 24 fast break points. But on top of that, in the second half, we only had 5 turnovers. So we as a team have to continue to figure out how to win ugly, because we're not going to shoot the ball well all the time, and it's not going to be clicking for us offensively all the time. So it was just a great win, and obviously led by Domas. I mean, he's flirted with a triple-double on a few occasions this year, and so to finally see him get over the hump was man, that was fun. 17 boards, whoa, he controlled the glass, he's been doing it all year for us. 10 assists, 11 points. It's just a fantastic night by Domas. On both ends of the floor, he was huge, and obviously Malik gave us a huge spark off the bench, especially when we got a little stagnant. So great team win. It was just a great way to grind out an ugly basketball and figure out how to get wins, mostly by getting stops, and especially down the stretch when it really mattered.
You're over 20 games now in the season. Do you feel like you kind of know what to expect from your team from night in, night out, from an effort and just kind of performance standpoint?
Yeah, the one thing that has been consistent, John, is the effort level. These guys have they competed at a very high level, and it just has a lot of carryover from training camp, practices, and all that. And so I know we're going to at least compete, and we're going to try to share the basketball. But beyond that, as we get deeper into the season and we have these different type of tests, whether it's back-to-back or against a winning team, back-to-back on the road, playing day games and all that, we'll start to really get a better sense of what we're going to get. But these last 2 wins, 1 o'clock game, okay, they're 2 stars plus a couple rotation guys are out. Okay, do we relax and think it's just going to happen, or we go play? Well, we wouldn't play today. Quick turnaround, day game. What are you going to do? Chicago, they came back against Golden State. They show that they're capable. They got a veteran team. They got 2 all-stars on their team. Nice, 3 if you count Big Booch. What are we going to get? And they stepped up as a group and got it done. So, it should build confidence within our group. I just know that one thing we'll get every night is we're going to compete. But by the way, the 2 quarterbacks for Folsom and Oak Ridge, are they going anywhere?
One's a sophomore for Folsom, and the other one.
Oh, shoot.
I'll follow up on that.
For the one from Oak Ridge?
Yeah.
Did they win?
Folsom lost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Mike, I forgot my question. You got anything about high school?
I can ask one more high school question. When does basketball season start for those guys?
It's already started, actually, I think.
Oh, really?
They've already begun tournaments and stuff like that. But Grant from Del Paso Heights here in SAC, they advanced. They're gonna host their state championship on Friday.
For football? Okay. But basketball starts. It has started already. Are either one of those 2 teams good, Folsom or Oak Ridge?
Oak Ridge girls usually really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Check them out. Sorry about that.
No, I remember now.
Okay.
I have to double check this, but I think it's your best start, this team's best start in 18 years. Just what does that mean to you?
it's a testament to the guys in that locker room, you know. You know, it sound like a broken record, but they've worked hard. They're connected. They're trying to play for each other. And, you know, when you get that with a talented group and two all-stars and Fox and Domas, and a lot of guys that can step up, including, you know, sixth man of the year and Malik Monk, you get some nice wins, you know, and you get them quick. So just a testament to the guys in the locker room. And also, like I've said this before, but my staff's done they've done a phenomenal job. They're working their tails off, and they've done a great job connecting with the guys too.
Mike, this might be a dumb question, but did
No
you?
questions, dumb question.
I'll challenge you on that. Did you, from your time in Golden State with Coach Kerr, did you learn anything specific about sticking with either individual players who are rolling or complete lineups that are rolling, how long to stay with them, and when it's too long or when it's not long enough?
One of the things I know I learned about lineups with Steve, and the crazy part about it is he gave me carte blanche when it came to rotations and all that stuff. One thing that I know I didn't do a lot of in the past is, you know, he likes to play 10, 11 guys sometimes, but 10, and I was an 8.5 guy player, a coach, you know, back in the day. So for me to be at 10, you know, every blue moon, 11, that's a testament to being in Golden State. And then, you know, the way he breeds confidence within his players, especially guys that may not be playing well, you know, or shooting the ball well, however you call it. Just continue to tell them to shoot, encourage them to shoot, especially when open, knowing that the shot's going to go in. And you know, as a younger coach too, there were times when if a guy kept shooting, even though he was wide open and maybe he would miss it, you know, maybe my shoulders might slump or my head might drop as a young coach. But you know, I don't think I do that anymore, you know, because you want the guys to feel confident. You want them to take the next one, because we have really, really good shooters on this team and playmakers.
Yeah, Coach, beginning of the year, you talked about how the potential you thought that De'Aaron had on the defensive end. And
Sure.
what you've seen so far, specifically these last couple games, do you feel like that potential has been actualized?
100%. You know, he might not have scored the points that everybody's expecting him to score, you know, but he's been phenomenal leading the charge defensively. In his position, he's got to set the tone for us, and he has. And he set the tone yesterday, he set the tone today, and in my personal opinion, I think that's what helped us throughout the course of the game on the defense end of the floor. And if we can get that from him night in and night out, his scoring is going to be there. He can score in so many different ways. Just staying consistent on the defensive end of the floor, being a presence, is what we need from him more than anything else, because teams are so good, especially at the point of attack in this league, that if you can control that to a certain degree, or at least let teams know we're going to be here every play, the way we score, the way we pass, the way we space the floor, and our pace and all that, we'll have a chance most games.
Coach, this was obviously a good win, but you usually, you know, mention what you didn't like about today's game and what your team did. Just curious to what that is today.
I kind of liked everything, you know, because it was one of those games, just an ugly game, and I don't know, you guys can help me out, I don't know if we won an ugly game this year. And that was really, really ugly. It was a grinded out type of game. I mean, we still managed to score 110 points. And again, that's a testament to the guys in the locker room. But for us to find a way, you know, even when we were getting punched in the mouth, to continue trying to get stops, trying to push the pace, trying to space the floor, trying to attack the rim, to continue doing all the things that have helped our offense over the course of the year, while getting stops and communicating and being physical ourselves, and that was fun. Now, obviously, during the course of the game, we had breakdowns here and breakdowns there. It's going to happen. You know, we're not gonna be able to play a perfect game for 48 minutes, but I'm just proud of our guys because of the situation that we were in, being back-to-back, quick turnaround on an early game. We didn't shoot it well, we didn't play well offensively, and we still found a way to win. So, for me, this is an exciting win, probably one of the most exciting wins for me that we've had this season.
Mike, you talked about it early in the season about not quite knowing your team all the way yet. It seems like you got the top 6 guys rolling really well, but over the last maybe week or two, it's been the other 4 guys that have really started to find their niche with the team.
Right.
Just how happy are you to see that KZ and Davion and Chimezi and Trey are all kind of finding their rhythm with this team?
That's beautiful. Again, somebody asked me this question similar a few days ago, and it's gonna make my decision, my job harder, because there are a lot of options, especially guys that are sitting on that bench that they can play, you know, and obviously, Rashawn Holmes is still sitting there, and he was a starter at one point in this league. So, for us to be as deep as we are, it's a testament to Monty and his staff. But it's also, again, a testament of the guys just preparing themselves to be ready to play whenever their number's called. And that's a luxury to have when you're a coach in this business.
That's what I meant.
Mike, 8 out of the 13 wins that you guys have had, you've had 6 players or more in double figures. 5 of the wins have had 7 players or more. Is that something that is unique to this group, or is that something that you've seen before in the league, that balanced scoring?
That's a great question, because I don't know that. I think it's unique because you usually have, you know, two guys that are, you know, high 20s or something like that on a consistent basis, and then, you know, maybe 2 or 3 others that might hit double figures, so maybe around 4 or 5 guys, and then you have 8 or 7 or 6 from here and there. But for us to consistently get it across the board like this, knock on wood, and I do think it's unique, but I'm not sure. It feels unique to me being in this position.
All right, thanks everyone. Thanks.
Thank you guys.